Now we finna dig deep into this shit because theory is just words until you see the blood on the tracks. You want to see how they pump the news to keep us blind? Let's look at the last few months. Think back to the heat of the 2024 election cycle. What were you seeing every time you opened your phone? You saw debates about who should play the character in a movie. You saw 24/7 coverage about the migrants. They was talking about whether a certain singer's latest tour was a satanic ritual. But while we were arguing about Taylor Swift's private jet or drag queen story hour, do you know what was only getting 1% of the airtime? 1%. We ain't hear a peep about this. But inflation. And let me get into what part of inflation I'm talking about. The fact that your grocery bill doubled while corporate profits hit an all-time high. Corporate profits, they hit an all-time high while we were struggling to pay for fucking groceries. You hear that? The media pump, the culture war, because it's a business model. It gets clicks. But more importantly, it ensures you're mad at your neighbor for how they live instead of being mad at the system for how you're starving. Remember, division is one of their greatest tactics. And as long as they keep us divided amongst each other, we're always going to be controlled and steered in whatever direction they want us to go in. You hear me? Look at 2025. We just saw a blitz of executive orders that are rewriting the rules of the American economy. Tariffs that are going to spike the cost of everything you buy. You hear that? Spike the cost of everything you buy. But what was the lead story on the news last week? A baseless claim on social media about clones or some celebrity's latest outburst. Come on, man. And you know it. They put bullshit when they're trying to hide the truth. They throw a piece of glitter in the room, and the media, like a cat, chases it. But they're in the background controlling the media, and we watching this shit as if it's true. While we're all fixated on the outrage of the day, they are quietly stripping away healthcare protections and signing away the land you walk on. They rewriting history right before our eyes as well. They aren't hiding the truth. They're just making it boring, so you don't look at it. You hear me? Remember the hurricanes? Milton, Helene? People lost everything. But watch how the story changed within 48 hours. It wasn't about how do we fix the climate or why is the relief fund empty. Suddenly, the pump shifted to rumors about the government steering the weather to target specific voters. They turned a human tragedy into a partisan conspiracy theory. Why? We must ask the very question. And here's the answer. Because if you're too busy debating whether a satellite caused the storm, you aren't asking why the multi-billion-dollar disaster agency was underfunded while we sent another few $1 billion overseas for wars. But they care about the citizens. They weaponize the chaos to keep you from asking the accountability questions. You hear that? They weaponize the chaos to keep you from asking the accountability questions. They want us in a state of psychological fragmentation. And that's just a fancy way of saying they want your mind in 1,000 pieces, so you can't put a single coherent plan together. Just think about it. They pump us with so much information from all different angles. If you don't know how to focus and pay attention and use your mind, man, your shit gonna be all over the place. When they show you a celebrity, look at the legislation. What are they writing? What executive orders are they passing? When they show you a culture war, look at the budget. Where the money going? When they tell you, fear your brother because where he's from, look at the man who's selling the locks for your door. They pump the news to drown out the silence where the truth actually lives. They pump the news to drown out the silence where the truth actually lives. You hear me? We need to stop being the audience for their show and start being the authors of our own history. Don't just watch the news. Audit it. You hear me? Audit it. Because the most revolutionary thing you can do in a world of noise is pay attention, my people. Use your brain correctly, my people. Like, share, and subscribe for more content because we finna continue to dig into a lot of interesting topics.